Guys, I've got an update for you. So you've no doubt watched my channel, seen a lot of the AI slop that I've used in the past. Well, I use it because I'm one man show, so it doesn't really matter to me what people think. It's an idea of I just like to use it to make stuff stand out, look pretty good compared to like the time it would take to build some of that on my own. However, um, I got a lot better response with the last video I did with me in it, and I never really wanted to do videos with me in it, but here's the deal. Because of the software we're building, I really think it's probably a good idea to go this direction, because then I can walk you through a lot of the product features, things we've done with it. We can show you the problems we've run into. And so by way of announcement, I've kind of changed directions. I mentioned in my previous video, our real goal initially was to build a Blender add-on. And the reason for that was one of the biggest workflows I ran into doing animation and drawing in general on grease pencil was what I found to be the case with a lot of people. They really don't like the... Now, it would be great if Blender did eventually fix a lot of those problems, and the 5.2 has some nice new features on it that I like a lot, but it's still, drawing is not the same as just picking up a piece of paper and drawing it, coloring it in, doing the work an artist normally does. So I wanted to build an app that could do that, but my dilemma was I didn't really want to redraw it in Blender. So I wanted a grease pencil because I like to use the grease pencil animations particularly. I like to put them into 3D worlds or build worlds and things of that nature, and you can move the grease pencil around to wherever the camera is to, and change positions and all those things. Well, it's very difficult to do when you're trying to draw it in a program made for engineers, essentially. Which is great for when you're doing, and it's not so much the case when and I'll probably get people correct me on that, but the fact is that it's it's really good for 3D and for doing those kind of characters. However, 2D, traditional 2D, I really wanted to make 2D hand-drawn animation something that never goes away, to preserve that. So in fact, I'd like it to get better. So one way to do that is I wanted an add-on where we could quickly turn your image into a grease pencil. Just automatically does that. Well, the good news is we're doing that, and we actually have done it. The problem is I've created a Frankenstein version of a file, like a worst case scenario that somebody would put on there. And now I'm learning that it is kind of important that our software has built into it some AI. Not in the sense of it's going to do the work for you, but the idea is we want it to basically understand how to interpret an image. Because right now, oftentimes it looks at an image and it's almost like a blind person looking at it and using their sonar and then remapping out what it sees. Well, obviously that kind of looks pixelated, and that's the way it comes out. So what I've been doing is actually teaching by I actually have it so that it exports from the software directly into Blender, and it opens up in Blender. And but again, it's pixelated. So what I'm doing is taking it a step further, and I'm redrawing it, and I'm teaching. So when I'm drawing it, I had to create code that would record what I'm doing event by event, and specifically the controls I'm using, everything I'm doing as an artist with the tools. It's spelling all that out, and I reinsert that into our software, and it's going to help it learn how to do it. So the next step is it'll have a cleaner grease pencil and better interpretation of your drawing. So it'll still be your work. It'll just be, it'll have to go through a translation to come out on the other end the way you want it. But the nice thing is, once it's already in there, you could still use the tools that that Blender uses in Grease Pencil to touch it up, to do it a little bit how you want it, make it look better. However, it's still, the fact is it's bringing it in, it's creating all the materials, so all the colors are all listed. It does everything on Mac, so it's pretty exciting. And if somebody else does this, or Blender gets word of it and they want to try it, you know, it'd be great if they did it too, because they probably have more resources than I do. However, I am trying to do this for myself, but also in the future, I'd like to be able to make my software available. So keep following, liking, subscribing, all those good things, and keep following along with this. And what I want to try to do is set it up so that when you do have access to it, I've kind of come up with the idea of, and this is just off the cuff kind of thing, but I've thought about it a little bit, but maybe like the first 2,000 subscribers to the website, to the, you know, to the tool, to the software, we'll get it lifetime for that price, whatever we lock it into, because we want to have a free version. We want to have another version that maybe a step above that, like a personal use one, and then a professional use one that would have, you know, obviously it opens up, all those tiers open up to different, more features. However, to get it for the same price for life, that'd be awesome, you know, for me. And thing is, I want to keep it like cheap. I want the highest end to be nothing more than about $10 a month, you know, something affordable, but at the same time worthwhile, like with tools like this, because this isn't the only idea I have. This is just one of them, to be able to export it into Blender and then open it right up as a grease pencil already made. But that's something I've been looking for. So anyway, stay tuned, and hope to see you next time.